Hello, so I'm signing back in. The phone cut out, or my battery died, and so I had to leave, obviously, because it died, and come back in. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of time for everyone that was here earlier to chime back in. This is one live video that has been going on since 8:30. It cut off twice, and we are now back again. So I'm just going to see if the beautiful Renee is going to come back in, and we are going to finish the assignment. Her assignment was to write down on one side of the paper how she feels about God and her relationship with God, Spirit, and how it is affecting her life. You know, how is her relationship with what she's experiencing affecting her life? That is the topic. That's what we're talking about. So hopefully everyone will come in. Hi, Katrina. I think you've been here with us today. Hi, Richard. How are you? So just waiting to see if the beautiful people are going to chime in. And if so, then we're going to get started. Vanessa Mason, how are you? Hi, Joanne. How are you? How is everybody? Let's see. I'm just going to see if everyone's going to chime in. This live video is a continuance. I accidentally, my battery died in my other phone. So, found ya. Hi, Lori. I know my battery died. I've been on that phone since 8:30. I guess it said, "Look at here, chick. We're gonna hang up on you." So the battery went all the way dead. I had to go get my charger and let it go up to at least 2% so I can come back on. Hey, Miranda, y'all don't even understand how much I love y'all for coming back. There she goes. Y'all don't understand how much I love y'all for coming back. My battery died, and it was a hot mess. Oh, there she goes. I'm so glad you're back in here, Nicole. All right. I'm getting ready to put the ha-ha. Dang it. I know. We're going to win this one. I always say they got the wrong one because I'll keep on going. I love you, Vanessa. So let's go. I'm about to call you back in, Renee. Here we go. I'm surprised you're extremely tired. But and after we finish doing this assignment, I am going to sleep. I've been up since 4 a.m. There we go.
Hey.
All right. So I know it's crazy, and I said we've been on live since 8:30. I was telling everybody who's just coming in, you know, we've been at this since 8:30. So they got to go back to the first live to to really see how good we've been going. But if you only watch this one, you're still gonna be going good. So so I'm just gonna pick up where we left off. We were saying that in order to get the grace, there is some indication that you did something wrong in order to even be awarded grace. Because in order to have grace, that means you did something that that someone, even God, that whatever the definition of the word doesn't change, no matter who we're using it with. So by definition of the word, grace means you would have done something wrong and you need someone to give you a grace period or grace or pardon your behavior or excuse you.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Hi, Dorinda. I'm so glad you're here, especially right now. I'm so glad that I'm so glad that we're talking about this and that you're able to say that. So I'm going to repeat back to you what you said.
Okay.
Because the assignment was to write, share your relationship with God and how you are, I guess, how that relationship is being played out in your life, how you are experiencing it. And it's so
Right.
beautiful. It's so beautiful. You're so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I want you to stay with me. This, again, may sting, but don't worry because it's going to sting a little bit, but it's going to feel good in a second.
Okay.
So, this is what you said. I totally depend on God for everything. And right now, I'm living in the grace of God. And the grace of God I'm living in is because I don't quite measure up to what God wants me to do or to be. So right now, He's extending me grace.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to repeat back to you that same sentence, but I'm going to repeat it to you in human form.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to pretend to be your child.
Okay.
Mom, I'm totally dependent on you. And right now, I know I'm living in grace. Like I've disappointed you and you're just helping me now by grace. And I know that. How does
Mm-hmm.
that feel when I say it to you from a child's perspective, you dealing with your son? If your son said that to you, what would your response be?
That would be accurate right now.
That
That would
that
be
you
accurate.
that you are extending to him grace because he has disappointed you.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. He's a teenager. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna come back to you and give it to you from a God perspective. Do you
Okay.
believe that God is the creator of all things?
Yes.
Do you believe that God is everywhere at all times?
Yes.
Do you believe that there could be a place that God would not be?
No.
Beautiful. I am totally dependent on God, and right now I've not been the best. I've done things to disappoint God. And right now, I'm just living on grace. Like, if He gives it to me, you know what I mean? It's I'm on grace right now. I don't deserve anything. I'm on grace right now.
Okay.
How does that feel when I say that to you? Honestly, how does that feel? How does that make you feel? Does that make you feel like you are the divine a divine child of God, a divine aspect of God? Do you feel like you are one of the most powerful people on the planet because God lives inside of you? Or do you feel something different? Literally, honestly, how does that sentence make you feel? I'm going to say it again. I am 100% reliant on God. And I know that I've messed up and I'm living on grace right now. God is giving me grace right now because I've messed up. To some degree, I know that He has punished me. I know I've messed up, and right now He's just giving me grace.
Um, it makes me disappointed in myself because it is accurate to a large extent. So it makes me feel disappointed in myself because, in retrospect, we can always look back and see where we made mistakes, where God may have opened doors and we didn't go through them. We let fear hold us back, or He told us to do something, or He put it on our heart to do something and we didn't do it, so we weren't obedient. Um, so all of those things come into play. And so, yeah, there is. There's a sense of responsibility I have to take for myself. And so, yeah, it makes me feel disappointed in myself.
Now, when you say that it makes you feel disappointed in yourself, I get that, but I just want to stay with God for right now. Only God. How does that
Okay.
how does that make you feel in relations to your relationship with God?
Um,
I'm going to repeat it back to you.
that's okay.
I am 100% totally dependent on God. I depend, everything about my life is, I am dependent on God for that. And some kind of way I mess up, and God doesn't have to do anything for me but his grace right now. I'm living on his
Mm-hmm.
grace because he doesn't have to do anything for me because I messed up. I keep messing
Mm-hmm.
up, and he just, right now I just have grace.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel?
In a God sense, then I could go back to the things you said, you were describing before, feeling special per God, that I could make these mistakes and yet He would still hold me in the palm of His hand, that He would still have me, that He would not let me fall because of my mistakes, because of ways that I've disappointed Him. Yeah, so I guess that takes me on a higher plane if I look at it from a God perspective versus if I'm judging myself.
Okay. So, Miranda says, "What is grace? Grace, was defined as it is. It just means that, you know how you, if you're late for something, you have a grace period. It's like your past. Because you did something wrong, I'm going to share grace. I'll share with you my grace. That's what grace means. So, it's so beautiful. You're doing a good job. So when you look at that, and you look at how you feel, when I say that sentence and you look at how you feel as it relates to God, and you say you feel empowered, you say you feel good because God loves you so much that even though you've done something wrong, he puts you in the palm of his hands.
Hmm.
I put that back right.
Um, yeah, I guess not to sound arrogant, but almost chosen. Like I said, like there are so many people in my situation, no job, no home, no place to go, no family, and they're on the street, and I'm not. So I consistently recognize that, okay, God, you must be taking me someplace with all of this. It's not about me. It's not, and like I had said to you before, there are days I feel like it's not even about my desires. It's really about God's will, whatever His purpose, whatever His mission, wherever we're going with this thing. Um, it's in His hands. It's like I don't have much room to go on. He has me where He wants me to be, and so I just have to learn to adapt to whatever that is, and that's the difficult part for me.
Okay, so watch this beautiful thing. You you live in a space that you now have to adapt to whatever God has for you, and whatever God has for you is subject to God's grace and mercy. Because, like you said, there are some people who are in your situation and they are worse off than you, but you are doing okay. You know, you're doing better based on what you have and your situation. You're like, I'm doing good compared to blah, 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 blah. Did I say that right?
Yes,
So
yes,
that means that that God that you serve isn't extending grace and mercy to those other people to the degree that grace and mercy is extended to you. And you recognize it because you said, I don't want to sound arrogant, but this is really real for me. Like I'm in a good space, even though I have some challenges.
yes,
Okay, this is beautiful. What you're saying is that God chose you, but he didn't choose anybody else. Because Like he didn't choose the other people to be able to get to where you're going. Some kind of way he has a judging mechanism. And you're on the radar where you're okay, and they're on the radar where they're not okay.
Okay.
No, do
You
you?
asked me if I agree with that.
Uh-huh. Is that what you said?
Um, I guess it is. I guess when you word it, it sounds a bit harsh, but that's how it seems to me. Yes.
Yes, I
I
love
recognize
that.
that I recognize that I could be, in other words, from my perspective, I don't necessarily see myself as anything special. I realize that I could be any one of them. But for some reason, God has me where He has me versus having them where He has them. Yet our circumstances, physically speaking, are pretty much the same.
I love that. I just want you to hear it. I'm only repeating what you said. I'm probably going to repeat it. I'm going to repeat it until you get it. So stay with me.
Okay.
You're going to see the beauty in how you see God in a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to repeat back what you said. I totally on God, and right now I'm in grace and mercy because I haven't been the best. And to a lot, to some degree, I may have been punished because I didn't do the best, but I got grace and mercy right now. And it's okay because there are other people who are in similar circumstances to me, but I'm here and they're in a worse situation, but I have grace and mercy. I don't know what they got, but I got grace and mercy. We're in the same circumstance, but God gave me grace and mercy,
Mhm.
but He didn't give grace and mercy to them. Now, just from me repeating that back to you, how does God sound
Mhm.
to you right now? Take your ego out the way and tell me how God sounds to you right now.
I mean, He sounds great. He sounds amazing, almighty. Um,
Mm, I don't. Let me ask. Okay, let me do it. Let me ask you a different question. If you are looking at two boys sitting in a restaurant, they are both the same boys. They both have the same
mhm.
degrees. They both have the same amount of money. There is no difference. And they both praise God. There is no difference. But God granted
Okay.
mercy to one of them, and the other one, He did not.
Okay.
How do you feel about that God? Take away all
Judge.
the ego, take away all the stuff, all that. Oh, He's a good God. I don't want to hear any of that unless that's what you feel. Tell me, how does God look to you in that scenario?
Okay.
Okay, remove
So,
God. Remove God and replace it with me. I did that. I looked at two boys
right.
and I said, I'm gonna
Right.
give you $10 and I'm not gonna give him $10. I'm gonna give him grace. I'm not gonna give you grace. Y'all have the
Mhm.
same exact experience. Y'all have the same love for me. There's nothing one of you have that's greater than the other one. But I'm going to give
Mhm.
this one over here on the left $10 to pay for his food so he can eat tonight. But the other one,
Mhm.
I am not going to do it.
Okay. Um, Bias, favoritism, judgmental, picking and choosing who to bless. Um, that's why I laughed in the midst of you breaking it down the way you just did, because I have had that conversation with friends in a spiritual context of, I think God picks and chooses who He wants to bless. That I have said that. I've spoken those words before.
Amen.
And so that's why I
Amen.
laughed when you were saying that. That's when I laughed. Okay. Things are full
Amen.
circle right now.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Now it's so beautiful. Watch, you're going to see the beauty in this. You are so beautiful for doing that. You are so amazing for listening and hearing and allowing yourself to feel what you were feeling, as opposed to giving me that, oh, holy, Lola, holy, oh, thank you, God, all of that stuff that they teach us to say. And we repeat it very easily.
Mhm.
And we forget to go inside our
Mhm.
deepest self and find our truth.
Mhm.
And so today you found your
Mhm.
truth, or you at least allowed yourself to hear your truth. And so, if God,
Okay.
I want you to hear this, if God is who you depend on, and He's your all in all, you get to the truth of it. It's my truth too. That's how I know it. That's how I know it. I recognize the vibration, sis. I had the vibration. If God is my
Okay.
all in all, and He's judgmental, and He has favorites, and some people get grace and some people don't get grace. This person over here has cancer and this person over here has cancer. He just pick which one based on I don't know what, but I have to base my entire life on that one God. How do I
Mhm.
win? How can you get out of the place where you are if you, in your mind, already see that there is no checks and balance for God's grace and that God picks and chooses people? When that is your
Mhm.
reality, because it's not just your reality, sis, that's many people's reality. It used to be my reality. And when you have that
Okay.
as your right, when you have that as your core and you have that as your reality, you cannot get up, get out, and get what you want in this world because you're waiting there on God's grace. And who knows if God's going to give you grace because there's no rhyme or rhythm to the formula. So you're sitting there and you're just like, I don't know if He's going to give me grace today. I
Mhm.
don't know if I deserve grace today.
Right.
I don't know if I'm gonna get punished today. I don't know
Mhm.
how this is gonna work out. It's an uncertainty. And if your whole
Yeah.
life depends on
Yeah.
uncertainty, how can you have certainty?
You can't.
You
You
cannot.
can't.
It's impossible. Sorry, my phone. Sorry
My
about that.
confusion.
No, no, that was me. My phone rang. I apologize.
Yeah. It's from.
When you have when you
Okay. Now you're touching upon something that, well, I should say, a point of confusion for me in terms of church versus what I feel I'm walking. In that, what you just said is exactly how I feel. The uncertainty has been so great to the point I'm almost numb to it. But then you go to church and they kind of tell you, well, that's all a kind of a part of the process. And you kind of start to try to embrace
yeah.
that, but just internally that it has not worked for me. I have tried. It's not working. Like there was a time in my life where I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew that if I stepped out, I could do those things. And that for me was a sense of certainty. And I knew I was whether it's me losing it or being indoctrinated by what I'm being taught, or just the combination of all the confusion at this point. You really hit the nail on the head, because that's exactly what I have been saying so long. I have so much uncertainty. How can I be certain about anything?
I should,
And so then where does my faith come in at that point as
cannot have
well?
faith in something that is uncertain. It's hard to have faith in something that
Right.
is uncertain.
Right.
So it's beautiful. And so Now what is so beautiful, this work that you've just done. First of all, it takes bravery to say that out loud. It takes bravery to go in there and allow yourself to feel that. You getting free. I promise you, you getting free. Because when we are here and
Okay.
we're waiting for something to happen and we're waiting for a change to happen in our life, it's very hard to wait for the change to happen in your life when you have placed the dependency of that change in a thing that changes constantly with no rhyme or rhythm. So you live your life and you're trying to figure
Yes.
out, why has God done this to me? Why is this to me? Well,
Mm-hmm.
it's happening because of that place where we just talked about. It is depending, is how God was taught to you, how you accepted God, how you believe God to be, how you reverence God to be, which is a bunch of confusion. So because God is a bunch of confusion, that is what we have in our life. Confusion. So when you get in there and you read and
Mm-hmm.
you restructure and you allow yourself to keep having those same feelings and have those conversations with God and say, this just doesn't make any sense, which is why I wrote the book.
Mm-hmm.
It's my dialogue with God
Mm-hmm.
doing what you just did. I said, this doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
That I have to put my whole life in you and everything I do is wrong. I'm born into sin. What? How am I born into sin? I just got here. You gonna born me into sin?
Right. Right.
You gonna give me hell
Yes.
for 70 years? I get to live here 70 years, and in those 70 years, you judging me up for eternity? I don't get it. You're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be loving and kind
Mm-hmm.
and all great lollipops and gumdrops. But the way I'm learning you or hearing about
Yeah.
you, I don't want you. Because I can't get no certainty in you. I
Mm-hmm.
can't rest in you. I can't
Right.
trust you. You can't trust nothing like that. I don't even know whether I'm gonna give mercy today. I
Mm-hmm.
can't. I can't walk onto the battlefield and just. I can't, because who's gonna say you're gonna show up? Who's gonna say that day I'm gonna get your grace? Who's gonna say that day I'm
Oh
gonna
my
get your
God.
mercy?
Yeah.
Who? What? I don't know. How
Yeah.
much show up and win on that battlefield?
You're letting me know I'm not crazy, Dr. Anu. You are letting me know that I'm not crazy because I cannot tell you how many times I have fought against that text and that concept of trying to get people to see that so much has happened. You know, when so much happens to me, when God shows you so many things, you go by that. So I can't go by your premise or your thought or your concept. I have to go by what
Yes.
I'm living. God is in my life. God is showing me in my steps, in my life, in my path, who He is with me. I don't know about with you, but who He is with me. And so it's exactly what you said. Like, people don't understand. Even so for example, I'll give you an example of the work thing. Relentlessly just applying and applying and applying, and with every application having the faith, knowing who I am, knowing that I worked to have the skill sets that I have, that I have tremendous skill sets. The confidence is still there. I can still walk in and get the interview and get the job, but knowing in the end rejection is coming. And with each rejection, it's depleting me. It's tearing my spirit apart to constantly hear no, 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 no. I don't know anybody. I don't. The most faithful person is going to cave into that. I don't care what you tell me. 13 years of hearing no. When you know you have it, when you know you can do it, there is something in that. And so to get people to understand that want to say, well, no, you never know. You got to just keep trying. And it's like, no, you don't understand. I just need to stop because at this point, I got to save my spirit. I have to save my connection to God. Whatever it is He has for me, He's going to tell me where it is. He's going to let me know where it is. If I just vibrate a little better, meditate a little better, join with Him a little bit more to hear His voice, then I can walk right into it. I don't have to keep putting myself through these periods of rejection that are just tearing me apart at this point. Honestly, like I can't take it anymore. But I get up every day and I still do it because I have a kid, because I have to live, because I have to pay bills, because, all those things that we tell ourselves. But
It's
God continues to say to me, even without what you think you need, you still get it all done. Everything that you say you need to do, everything you say you need the job and the income to do, it's still getting done without the job and the
so
income.
here's the beauty in that.
And that's the
Here's
fact
the
of the matter.
beauty in this. Here's the beauty in this. Wherever you keep, the no's are coming because up here you already have identified God to be a punisher, one who gives you grace. So in order to have that experience, you must have a no. There must be a no up here for there to be a no out there. So if you have some measuring stick as to
Okay.
how you're going to get God's grace or how God's going to work for you, you have already decided, either based on what you were taught, that you do not deserve that yes. And so you must live in grace. This is what you believe. I know this because this is what you are experiencing. We all experience that which is inside of us. So if you no longer want to have grace, then stop saying you have grace. Say you have purpose or say you have this. But as long as you believe you have grace, you will live in lack and you will have grace all your life. I don't have grace. I have God. God is all things. All things. He is the
Okay.
good and the bad, the
Mm-hmm.
up and the down, the east and the west. And I decide where I live in God. I just happen to decide the joy, the happiness, the abundance, the peace, the love. I choose that. So because I choose that,
Mm-hmm.
I have that. I don't choose the sad, the lack, the down, the negativity, that I might get it, I might not get it. I used to choose that. All I did was simply change the choice.
Mm-hmm.
When I walk knowing
Okay.
that the divine spirit is within me and it moves because I say move. Whatever I need to happen in my life will happen because I said so. Because that's the divine ordained spirit that lives
Okay.
inside of me. If I tell myself that I don't deserve it, if I tell myself that I need grace, then I will not have it. I will sit in that posture. You see how they made people holify that posture? People think it's holy to say, I have grace. That means I live in
Mm-hmm.
lack and I'm just getting by.
Okay, so Dr. Nick, tell me this. I have a question. We talked about what spiraled things into what spiraled me into this. Um, so everything you're saying right now is very true in terms of where I am right now. But when we talk about my mental and the no's and the rejection, of course, that all really leads to the root of that situation and that occurrence, right?
No, your
And me
no's lead to the root
traveling.
of your belief in God, not the event that took place. See, what took place with you is an event. We
Okay.
all have events. Events are things that we
Mm-hmm.
experience. And we experience these things,
Okay.
we experience these things based on the core things that are within us. But that no, that rejection is your perception of God. You're living in, hold on one second. Yes. I need it. I'll give it to you in a minute. You're living in your perception of God. We all do. Not just you. All of us do. We live in our perception of God.
Okay.
If we perceive God to be one
Mhm.
who gives us grace and grace because we fall short, then we live in falling short to get grace. Perception really is reality.
Okay.
Perception really is reality.
Mhm.
How you perceive God to be
Okay.
is how you live, or how you perceive life to be, spirit to be, the divine to be, whatever word you want to use, however you perceive that to be will be your reality. So you have to get yourself out of that posture. You have to go inside, and one or two things. You can go inside and say, Spirit, I want to wipe away with all that stuff that taught me that I'm no good, and I'm just saying, what's that song? Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound to save the wretch like me.
Mhm.
Please get me from all that thinking that I'm a wretch and that I'm not worth anything and that
Mhm.
all this stuff. I want to get away from that thinking, and I need your presence. I need your help and fulfilling that for me, because I don't want to live in that aspect of you anymore. I want to live over here with abundance and joy and peace, and I don't have to worry about judgment or favor. I just want to be with you, period.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
can say you can say that.
Mhm.
And for people who don't really aspire to be with God, or they don't want to use the term God, then they would say, you know what? I just want to operate in my highest self. I don't want to live or move in my lower self, my lower chakra anymore. I want to live in my highest self,
Mhm.
my highest chakra. I want to stay there. I want to be there. I want to move there. Those are the conversations you
Okay.
have to remove that crap out the way so that you can install what you actually want. Even in the
Okay.
Bible, it says the kingdom of
Okay.
heaven is within you. You have to create heaven. It comes in here. It's in here. So
Mhm.
create it from within here.
Right.
Remove that thing that was holding you back, which is that dreary feeling of God and oh my, and all the letdowns and all that stuff. Remove all of that out the way and go to the God or the self or whatever it is you want to call it that is perfect for you.
Okay.
They did a
Okay.
really good number on us, teaching us about this dreadful God. And we all, to a large degree, not all, but a lot of people, including myself, fell victim of serving a
Mhm.
punishing God that had no rhyme or rhythm to it. And I did it willingly. I did it willingly
Mhm.
until I got old enough to figure out, just like you, that that didn't work anymore. And I started asking God
Right.
questions like, this just doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
And my uncle, my master teacher, he taught me, he
Mhm.
said, because there's a time where you believe and then there's a time where you know. Belief is the smaller,
Mm.
knowing is the larger. So he used to tell me that you're coming out of
Mhm.
belief and you're coming into know. Mhm.
Mm, I
See,
like
I
that.
know God to
Okay.
be there.
Yeah.
I know God to be there no matter what choice I make,
Mhm.
whether it's good or bad, all of it.
Mhm.
I know God to be there, and I'm not getting
Yes.
extended any kind of grace. God is present because God is present in all things, not some things, all things. I
Okay.
live in the I
Mhm.
live in the cause. So there's cause and effect. Because I made this choice, I have this
Mhm.
effect. Because I decided to believe God was punishing me, I live in the punishment. It's cause and effect. Because I believe that
Okay.
God gives me grace,
Okay. Yeah.
then I live in the fact that God gives me grace because God is all things. God ain't some things, God is all things. So
Mhm.
because I live in the
Yes.
fact that I know that I will help a billion people, I will help a million people. I don't believe that. I know that. You know why? Because I said that. And because I said that, it must be. There is no other alternative. You know why? Because I said that. I
Mhm.
believed that. I know that. I am that. There's no other alternative. Because God is that too. All
Yes.
things. I don't act.
Yes.
I never
Mhm.
have. I never will. Because I live in the abundance of God. Always have, always will. I lived I
Mhm.
lived with money, I
Mhm.
lived without money. But in all those stages of my life, I had abundance. I didn't want for anything. I don't want for anything now. That's mercy. That's
Mhm.
called I have what I want.
Right.
There's a different energy
Yes.
attached to it. If I
Yeah.
say it's mercy, then it's punishment, and I'm always here. If I say it is because I say it is, because that's the divine spirit that runs through me, and I will have whatsoever I say. There's a power, there's an anointing, there's a feeling behind that. And it's good, it's positive, it's powerful, which is different than the other one.
Mhm. Yes.
Much
Much
different.
different.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Miranda
Okay.
says, and we are creators. We are the master creator. Let me show you. Want me to
Yes.
prove to
Yes,
you
we
that
are.
you're the master creator? Because I don't care
Okay.
what you do, and even if you believe that God is the master creator on an individual level, God is the master creator, but I'm talking about on an individual level, me only, you only, this body only. Who makes the choice to believe
Right.
something? So in your scenario, who decided to believe that God was giving you mercy? Who made that choice to believe that? You did.
I
You were the
did.
creator of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You are the master
Yes.
creator in all things.
Okay.
We
Okay.
choose to believe.
Mhm.
Exactly. Nicole says, as a
Okay.
man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Yes, and I know that.
Yes.
Mhm. It's reverting back that's hard. That's the challenge. Because what you just described is where I was before the event. It's getting back to that space that I've struggled
Yeah.
with.
Find out why you're struggling with that. That's the next homework assignment. Why are you struggling with that? Now I'm going to bed because I've been up since
Okay.
4 o'clock this morning. But
Okay.
I wasn't going to sleep before we talk. My behind is what you call.
Okay. I love you, Dr. New. Thank you so much.
I wanted to make sure you got.
Okay. I'm going on and join the tribe.
Yes. Now I want Nicole to chime in real quick because I know she over there answering to say something.
Okay. Thank you,
I
everybody. I
love
love
you
you,
too.
Dr.
Good
New.
work. You did a good job. You did a great job. Bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
So Nicole, I'm assuming you might be in the bed. It is 11 o'clock. Did you want to pop in and say something? If you do, just type the word invite and I'm gonna send it over to you. You guys did good staying in and listening and chiming in. I love y'all for that. I love this community that we are building, that we're sharing with each other. This growth is amazing. It is one that I cherish. I really do. I really appreciate you guys. I talked about the book, y'all. Please support me and buy the book. The book is called Wounded by Christianity, Healed by God. It is one of the well, it is the book I wrote to share my personal journey from religion to relationship and how I was able to make that transformation. Justina, this made my night. Good sleep for me. Yay, beautiful. Yay. I didn't even know you were still around. You did an amazing job tonight too, lady. Beautiful. Beautiful truth. Beautiful truth. Hi, lady.
Hey, I'm gonna make this real quick because I know it's 11 o'clock and everybody need to go to bed, including you.
Okay.
It's beautiful to see this work, and this was the best conversation ever. We've had this conversation over and over and over, and it just brought me back. I don't know if you remember because it was some years ago, but I remember having a conversation with you years ago, and you asked me the question of, well, we're not going to get into all the questions because that was a long conversation, but what came out of it, it was we kind of think because of the way we were taught that God is good and the devil is bad. So everything within us that is not so good or that we perceive not deny, we deny ourselves and we don't live in the space of accepting all of us in its
Yes.
whole totality because we've been
Yes.
taught that. That ain't me.
I say.
That ain't me.
Yes.
Learning that God is all things.
Yes.
God is all things. There is
Yes.
nothing that God is not. And everything God is, we are. So, Renee,
Yes.
love you, sister. Remember that everything that God is, you are. God is great and you are too. God is love and you
I
are too. God
say.
is joy and you are too. God is abundant and you are too. Because it cannot be any other way. If He dwells in you, if God, all things dwell
I
in you, you
say.
are all things, my dear. Claim it, live in it, walk in it, accept it,
Yeah.
be it,
Yeah. Be it. Be it. Be it.
be it. You already great. You don't got to ask to be great. You are already great. I remember sitting in the bed. I never forget. I was laying in the bed and I was pleading, Lord, please, God, please. And Spirit
Mm-hmm.
said, you don't got to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to do it. All you have to do is know. All you have to do is know
Yes.
and live in it.
Yes.
Live in that
Yes. I
space.
say. I say. I
So I ain't gonna
say.
keep y'all no
I
more. I had to say it.
say.
You know I'm over here jumping up.
I know. I was like, I know she over there jumping. We done had
Yes,
this
sister,
combo.
say it.
I say.
I'm over here jumping up with you. Say it, sister. Say it.
I say. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good.
Well, we back here
Yes.
tomorrow at
Yes.
7:45. We've been on here since 7:45. It's 11:10. Y'all know y'all should be tired. I'm tired. Been up since 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock this morning on the road, 10-hour driving. Y'all know I'm going to sleep. Cat, I see your message. My eye, Miss Lady. My eyes about to be like this. I'm gonna look at it. I did see it though. I haven't had a chance to chime in. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. I wanted to be able to do it tonight. I'm so tired, lady. Forgive me. Tomorrow I will. And so for everyone here, thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for watching all 3 live videos. We've been going since 7:45. We'll be here tomorrow doing the same thing. If y'all have a topic that y'all want to hear, send me an invite. I'll definitely I'll definitely do it. Any questions? I'll definitely do it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you, Reverend Dr. Nicole
Y'all.
Thomas.
Guys, join the tribe. Join the tribe. Don't forget, join the
Love y'all.
tribe.
Bye.
Love y'all. Bye bye.